gonna sign, we're gonna make sure we're gonna go through this stuff and get it stronger, and the people's gonna be heard and get you back in there where you're supposed to be.
First of all, I want to thank y'all. My heart bleeds for all the support that I'm getting from y'all. There has been times I said, hey, this ain't worth it. It ain't worth my blood pressure going up. It ain't worth me dying my sleep over. You know, I already got high blood pressure. But it's y'all that keep me going because I know what I ran on. I ran on that one thing that y'all been denied is your voice because I know how I felt when I was back there and I'm trying to talk and I didn't have my right. They didn't give me my right to be heard. So I definitely want that for the citizens because the citizens they were the first people, the voters, and then comes the form of the government. Because if it wasn't for y'all electing us, then what would we have? We wouldn't be here. And just like I told them, you know, they're disrespecting me, but out of all of them up there, I was actually the only one that's been elected by y'all that went to the polls and voted. Everybody else either didn't have nobody running against them or were appointed. And one thing I asked them, y'all know, I'm going to hang in there. And y'all, I spoke with the senator's office today. Today was the 40th day in the Georgia session. You know, they start session from January to February. January to March. Today was the 40th day out of the 40 days of session. So they'll all be coming back home. They've been up in Atlanta, most of them, since January, haven't even been home. But help is on the way because an attorney, they're coming here, hopefully next week. They're going to give the senator time enough to get back, you know, home and take care of home business. Then one day next week, they're going to be educated on policies and procedures. And I told them, well, I won't go to the next step because I was going today and taking out warrant because I heard yesterday on television and it gave me some strength and some encouragement about how they're doing me. One thing they can be sued for is abuse of power. Our city attorney is abusing his power, and also Marsha DeMoga is definitely abusing her power. But I'm going to let them have it right now. I want the senator to come here and tell them. So that's going to be a blow to them next week when they have to be. Even Ms. Dorothy Williams, she told me she wasn't going to go. After I told her I went to the training and what I learned, and she was like, well, I don't care what you do. I don't care who coming down here. I ain't going. They're going to be made go next week. And then today, I said, in fact, it's gotten worse. He said, okay, we're going to be down there. We'll be there next week. He says, we will be here. Good. They are going to be here next week. And like I said, help is on the way. We just got to be patient, y'all. I have been praying and praying. And, I mean, if the Lord is with you, the devil can't do you no harm. And like they said, you're going to reap what you sow. But you know what? How Renee and Marsha was with me until we marched the other ones out. Well, we didn't march them out. They left on their own. But I'm going to have the same, I'm going to feel the same way whenever I get them marching on out. Because I gave them so many chances to make it right where they were wrong at. Even today, I went up there and I'm going back up there because Thomas County ain't giving them no warrant to move me. They told them, when they tried to do the trespassing warning or the warrant, they said, no, you got to contact your city attorney. Yeah, Thomas County knows. But they said, you got to contact your city attorney. So the city attorney advised them to give me a trespassing warning where I can't go up there. I said, well, they can't arrest me, so I'm going. And I've been going. I'm the mayor, I'm CEO of the city. But how you going to take my executive powers and give it to somebody else and then tell me not to come to an office where I can't even go up there and look at bills? You know? Sir?
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I ask a question? Well, I got served the same papers you got. Am I able to go back up there?
They can't arrest you because where are they going to take you? Because Thomas County ain't accepting it.
Well, I'm going back to it.
Okay. And that's not done. And then going back up there, I found out that the little budget that Marsha's fooling the council with, she's saying we got $805,000. $500,000 of that's with the infrastructure. We can't even touch that money. It's in Central Bank. It ain't even in our bank. And then some of it is SPLOST money. It's certain things set aside for that SPLOST money. So she's still fooling the people, and she can be removed on that account. But I got something for them. When the senator comes, I'm gonna be doing my homework from this day until they come. All the things that she's doing wrong, how she's manipulating the council. You know, they violated charter just like they violated the first time. In the newspaper, y'all remember when they tried to opt me out? Tommy Coleman was right there with me. He said that it had to be a unanimous vote to get me out, and it had to be 2/3 vote, and it had to be 5 people to vote. It wasn't but 4 people to make Marshall the city manager. I'm gonna let them have that until the senator gets here, because they can be fined for that. And I thought Odessa and Liz, if I go into the newly elected officials last weekend, newly elected officials training, that they would have seen. I was pointing it out to them. I was like, you see, y'all, you see where we went wrong? I'm trying to point it out to them. They act like they were listening, but they came right back and told Marsha, at least Marsha said, well, they said that it wasn't nothing, that we didn't do nothing wrong. But then I asked Odessa, did you say that? She said, yes, I said it. So what's the use in going up and trying to be educated when you're not going to take advantage of, you know, you're not going to be empowered through it. You know, knowledge is power.
Madam Mayor, I want to ask you a question. What is it like to be in the mayor of a city and the people that put you into office are upset and the problem is so high profile, yet here in the state of Georgia and in Thomas County, no news media shows up, no television station, no radio. I mean, how are people to know what's going on if there is no news media coverage of what's going on with voters?
Well, you know, and they said people are going to do what they want to do. It's not like Officer Ross or Chief Ross haven't called them. I've called them. Patty Dozier wants to hear what she wants to hear. And she even had it out for me too. She put some stuff in the paper about me, so she's not going to come and cover for me. So that's why we've got to call people like Troy Washington.
Yeah, Troy Washington stated that she was wanting to keep up with it. WALB does not want to continue to keep doing coverage on it, but she did give me her private email and told me anything comes up, let her know. So I went back and looked, and this morning, just as sure, she posted the interview from Meigs on her Facebook page to try to get more other reporters interested in it. I don't know for sure how that goes, but the thing she said to me was, one thing that people are disinterested in is the truth. Sometimes the media doesn't like to hear the truth that something's going wrong in a town this small, and they leave it amongst the county for people to do it. But of course, we know they have pretty much washed their hands of it. Right. So that leaves the citizens, again, to pull through and do it.
And then we've been the laughing stock for a while. It didn't just start when I won the election. It's been going on for a long time, and that's one thing the council told me straight up. The other mayors did the wrong thing, so we're gonna stop the power. We're gonna stop it at you. We're not gonna let you do it. And then they've been lying on me saying, you said the other mayors did it, you want to do it too. That's a lie. I did not say that. I wanted to do what was right for the city. And as Renee told me in the 16 months she was all in my ear, I just want what's good for the city. You know, I honestly want that. And I'm going to tell you how personal this is with the city up there. Marcia wasn't in there today. She went to a city manager's meeting. Renee was in there. I went in there and I was like, do I need to sign anything? Do I need to know anything important, you know, on the board that I need to sign? No. Then I said, I'm just waiting on her to give me the email for all the council members because I'm about to start emailing them all this stuff that I'm sending to the senator or that I'm going to give to the senator. But then while I'm waiting for her to make a copy of the emails that was on the wall, I said, Renee, well, how is your husband doing? Oh, he's doing fine. He has surgery next Wednesday. I said, well, just let him know that I'm praying for him. She says, she hesitated for a while. She said, you know, Linda, that's not genuine. And I don't want you to pray for my husband. I said, you know what? One thing about it, you can't stop my prayer. She said, because you don't care for me like that. And I straight up told her, it's not about you, it's about your husband. This prayer is going to your husband. And I said, but one thing about it, you can't stop my prayer. I'm going to pray for him anyway. That's just me, y'all. I don't care. I tell you, I got a good heart. I'm going to brag on my heart. I really got a good heart. And it makes me feel bad that the people, our citizens elected me to do a job, something I've been doing for the city on a voluntary basis. Now that I'm in the position to do more, they've stunted me from doing that. But they've stunted the growth that we can all give, that I can stand for, and that I can ask y'all to stand with me to make the city grow so that we can go forward. And again, I want to thank y'all for all of the support.
Thank you.
I don't want to speak, but I have one burning question. Who hired Marshall Lamont?
That was the biggest mistake of my life.
And as now, if you have the power to hire, you should also have power to fire.
And I tried.
What happened?
The city attorney got involved. He got involved. He told them to change the locks on the door. That's when the locks on the door were changed. First, my office was taken.
Well, who got the city attorney involved?
Right, who hired him?
And he was already, I was going to ask Bruce Warren to come in, but he hadn't been formally terminated. Tommy Coleman, he hadn't been formally terminated. And he did assist me in them when they tried to remove me from office. He was part of my legal counsel, he and Bruce Warren, but Bruce Warren had represented the city for like 20 years. He knows our charter. And so I was going to hire him, but by that time, they didn't give me time to really work, because like in 5 days, you know, they had it out for me. Like my brother said, you know, I was going in on the 2nd. On the 3rd is when we got the key, about 1:30 Friday afternoon. So by Monday, I say by Tuesday, when all the policemen started resigning, they said it was my fault. It was a hostile environment. And I had worked with these people for 10 minutes. I hadn't been around one of them but twice, and that was at a council meeting. And then one time when they cornered me and asked me why did I stop the young lady from driving the Chief Tahoe. I said, well, the citizens are thinking that the Chief is driving the Tahoe, the Chief is not driving it. That's the Chief's vehicle, so why should an officer be driving the Chief's vehicle? If something happens, the Chief is gonna get blamed for it. So I said, well, she been driving the other car, so let her drive it. So, Officer Campbell told me he didn't think that was my call. And then at that time, Marsha was in there, and she said she was right with me. Well, she's the mayor, so you got to do what she says do. So after that day, okay, when I called her out about trying to sign a check by herself, then that's when she really turned on me. She turned on me when I stopped. I said, no, we said 3 signatures was going to be on this account, and 2 of them had to sign the check, and that's what it's going to be. I said, you can't sign another check by yourself. So she got a little angry with that. And also, when I didn't accept Officer Campbell's resignation back, actually I did accept it back, but he wouldn't take it. And so, I mean, I did what, you know, she asked me to do. I was showing him because I felt like he wasn't going to take it back anyway. So when he came back in that Monday after he got married, he came in and talked to her. I guess I wasn't up there. He told him to ask me if I'd take him back. And I said, well, no, he said he didn't want the job back. So, I mean, my decision stands. Just like he said, no, my decision is final. My decision is final. My decision was final because I would have wanted to kick my own self in the butt had I hired him back and then he did what they're doing to me now. So, you know, she was really angry about me not letting him come back.
Mr. Coleman is a $2,000 man. In other words, when he comes to the city council meeting, his bill is like $2,000. Now, I haven't seen the bill, but let's put it this way. Like I said, I talked to another lawyer, and he knew and knows Coleman pretty good. He knows he's an expensive attorney, and he's a very, very high-up man. He gets a lot of money. And the city can't afford that kind of stuff. And every phone call she makes is costing the city. It's not free. It's costing money.
Did you ever consider taking them to court?
Yes.
Would you deny that?
Well, they wanted the city attorney to defend us. But then, like I told them, no, city attorney is right along with what they're doing. Then I have to hire a personal attorney. Like I told them, look, I've already spent out, my family's already behind from paying out attorney fees for something I didn't do with the last administration. So that's what's kind of, got me where I am now. Stuck between a rock and a hard place because of all this financial stuff, all the monies that you have to pay. Because they told me straight up, it's going to be at least $5,000 to take this case.
Doesn't your signature have to be on each and every check written?
Well, it's supposed to be, but what they do, Marcia will send the checks all the way down to Thomasville to LeVon Gassett at EMS to keep me from coming up there and signing. I can be right in the building. She'll send with a charge for either Dorothy, I guess, or the officer to where LeVon is to sign the check.
Did you ever direct her not to do that?
Yes, I
That's
do.
your responsibility.
But the city attorney advised her.
The mayor's always saying.
I can't even advise
Right.
wrong.
The mayor, the attorney advised her that if she felt threatened, if she didn't want to talk to me, and if she didn't want to be involved with me, then she didn't have to be. So that's an abuse of power. So
Okay, I said remove them.
Mhm.
Whatever it takes, remove them with your power.
You got more power
You
than
can
you
do it.
think.
Yes.
Get another law
Okay.
to butt heads against, what you call him, Tommy.
Tommy Cole.
If he's not advising you in the right direction, get another law. Let them go to court.
Mhm.
I think you're right. That you should have all power. And I don't know how a city manager can be CEO. The mayor is the CEO, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. And I've
He
explained
and almost everybody else.
I've explained the charter to them, but they just don't want to listen. I said, Meigs is always, even Senator Darlene Taylor, who represented our district up until 2 years ago, and they changed our district, and Senator G.B.R became my senator. Former Senator John Bullock, they all know our charter. Bruce Warren, the attorney that I wanted to get, which LeVon said he was going to get him. He was going to talk to the council into hiring him because he was much cheaper. But they denied that. But they're just denying everything that I'm putting forth. Everything that I initiate, if I initiate it, they're going to deny it.
Like you another Obama.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I know how you feel now. I really do. But like he sanctioned some people, some officials, I want to do that. But after, I was going to go down this morning and talk with Sheriff Powell and tell them I want to get an injunction to have them removed until I talk with the senator today. Because I think that, I'm trying to do it in a smooth way, in a smooth manner, because what they want me to do, they've already told them that I'm hostile, I'm violent, and that's what they want. Because Dorothy, the other day, like I probably said in the meeting the other day, or told somebody, Dorothy came this close to my face with a folder up there, but I'm glad it was being recorded, doing this at me. And it took, I tell you, it took all I had not to wipe that makeup from her face.
All right, man.
I'm sorry, I went off right. I'm sorry. But really though, that angered me. And then see, if I was really violent and hostile, I would have shown it then. But that's what they want me to do, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it.
I'll let you one thing. How could Marshall send the workers to a council and who's paying for it?
Send the what?
The workers that she have on
Stress.
for stress.
Oh, yeah. That's free. She said it was a free service, but even on that tip, she told everybody about the free counsel except me. I had to go in one day and I'm like, what is this? I got my mail. What is this? And Renee was like, she said, Marcia got us some counsel. So for all we're going through, I read the little paper. We were going through so much stress and all that I'm causing them, I guess, that we've got to go see a therapist down in Thomasville at Archibald Integrated
But
Medical.
how you gonna cause them stress when they not around you?
Exactly.
They must be bringing it from home.
And I think that's what it
I feel
is.
like it is.
And I told them I'm the one that's getting the low end of the deal. I should have been first one on the list. lady even called me, then Renee said, oh, you have to call down there, they got a open space for you, like 4 o'clock, everybody else on 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.